Our human compassion binds us, the one to the other, not in pity or patronizingly, but as human beings who have learned how to turn our common suffering into hope for the future. Meaning, as human beings and as humanity all around the world, we are finally and at the end of the day connected and related and bound together for one another in one way or another, and we may not even always realize this chain of connection and relationship that exists between all the human beings, the vibration, the consciousness, the field of energy between the human beings all around the world. And it's not just about different countries, names, languages, religions, nationalities, but ultimately we're united and harmonized because we're human beings by the fact of humanity. And this connection and relationship solely exists and makes itself visible and palpable and experienceable true and in our consciousness and telepathy and our mind and other powerful psychological energies that are mostly unconscious and not even conscious in one way or another. So obviously it's our human compassion that binds the one to the other, no matter who they are, what religion, language they preach or they hold on to, what they represent, what they accomplished in their lives. But ultimately, we are human beings and we have absolute consciousness and recognition and admiration and admittance of that fact that we're human beings. And no matter who we are, what we surmount, what we climb, ultimately there is death, there is an end to everything for good. And that's why we always are bound and needed and necessarily required by the divine interventions, by the universal prohibitions and barriers to absolutely treat and behave the one another with unconditional morality, justice, equality, fairness, and character, honesty, transparency, clarity, authenticity all the time. So differentiations are always going to be there because this is a society, and society always differentiates, always discriminates, so that no one really becomes successful, so that we never really become equal just in our position, richness, money, employment, etc. So that differences and divisions and basically sufferings, torments continue to exist in our lives in one way or another, so that the entire modern system can survive upon our suffering, because the entire modern system feeds upon our suffering. And if suffering vanishes, the modern society, education, organization, government also falls apart and vanishes in one way or another because of our awareness, because of our revolt and revolution. But we don't have time for revolts because we are busy fulfilling our needs, meeting our ends, realizing our desires, ambitions, and pursuing other